Hello everyone, welcome to Double K Media, and in today's video we will be talking about the Xbox business update that happened last Thursday. Now I know I'm a little late to this, but I decided it'd be better off letting some time pass, let everyone digest what they talked about, and just wait to provide all the information and my opinion on it until more time has passed. So I think it's been long enough, and let's get right into it. Microsoft is bringing some Xbox exclusive games to PS5 and Nintendo Switch. Phil Spencer, at the beginning of the podcast, said, "We've made the decision that we're going to take 4 games to the other consoles." Now, they did not name those 4 titles, but it is said that they are 2 community-driven games, and the other 2 are smaller titles. And according to Tom Warren of The Verge, the first 2 titles will be Hi-Fi Rush and Pentiment, followed by Sea of Thieves and Grounded. And he also confirmed that those 2 games not coming over are Indiana Jones and Starfield. Now, the interesting part about that is when asked in an interview with Tom Warren asked him, he said, "You mentioned that Starfield and Indiana Jones aren't part of the 4 despite rumors. But will those ever come to PS5? And can you rule that out?" To which Phil Spencer said, "I don't think we should, as an industry, ever will a game going to any other platform. We're focused on these 4 games and learning from the experience. But I don't want to create a false expectation on those other platforms that this is somehow the first 4 to get over the dam, and then the dam's going to open and everything else is coming. That's not the plan today. Make note of that. Today. I also don't want to mislead customers on the other platforms. We're launching these 4 games and we're excited about it. Excited about the announce and everything else, but we'll see what happens for our business." So that right there is just Phil Spencer talking in circles, where he says, just these 4, don't expect anything else, but we also can't rule out that more will come. So this obviously, to me, signals that this is just the beginning of more, as long as these games do well. I thought the games they chose were pretty interesting. I've played all these except Pentiment, but I know Pentiment's from Obsidian, which is a developer I really like, good one that Microsoft got. You've seen Hi-Fi Rush gameplay from me in the background, my YouTube videos and TikToks. I've played Sea of Thieves a couple of times. I enjoy that game a lot. Grounded was my first time experiencing it was for this video, but I don't know, I thought it was a pretty good experience. But I just find it interesting that those are the 4 games that they chose. Nothing too crazy. 4 that won't drive anyone nuts is how I see it. Also, in the Tom Warren article, he mentions that Microsoft had also previously been weighing the idea of bringing Gears of War, Microsoft Flight Simulator, and even the next Doom game to rival platforms. Final decisions have been made on these other games, but there's bound to be more than just 4, which I find to be very interesting as well. So to me, I think this just kind of confirms that while right now these are just the 4 games coming over to the other consoles, it definitely seems like it will not be the last. And that's a very big deal, especially if they end up bringing over games like Halo the Master Chief Collection, or, the Gears of War series, as they've said, maybe even Fable games, you never know. So next we'll talk about hardware. So at the end of the podcast, they talked about hardware just a little bit, and Microsoft teased their next generation console to help reassure fans, with Sarah Bond saying there's some exciting stuff coming out in hardware that we're going to share this holiday, and we're also invested in the next generation roadmap. What we're really focused on there is delivering the largest technical leap that you will ever have seen in a hardware generation. Tom Warren also notes that there are even some more console and controller options for Xbox fans this holiday, and perhaps even an Xbox handheld in the future. So if that is where their next generation Xbox is headed, then the real question here is, why is Xbox making a handheld when you can just buy a Nintendo Switch, which is having Xbox games go to it, or even a Steam Deck, where with a Steam Deck you can play most of Xbox games on there, and even some of PlayStation's games on there. So that kind of, to me, defeats the purpose of buying one of their handhelds, especially if they're going to other consoles. But, that's just me. In an interview with The Verge, Phil Spencer actually even went a little further, teasing that the Xbox hardware teams are thinking about building different kinds of hardware, saying, "I'm very proud of the work that the hardware team is doing, not only for this year, but also into the future. We're really thinking about creating hardware that sells to gamers because of the unique aspect of the hardware. It's kind of an unleashing of the creative capability of our hardware team that I'm really excited about. And he asked him about an Xbox handheld, where he says, "We see a lot of opportunity in different types of devices that will share specifics on our future hardware plans as soon as we are ready." And at the end of the article, Tom Warren suggests that it sounds like the leaked diskless Xbox Series X and new controller might still be a thing. Now let's talk about Game Pass before we get into my opinions here, which is Xbox Game Pass now has 34 million subscribers, which is up 36% from the 25 million Microsoft previously reported more than 2 years ago. They revealed the new 34 million figure in the official Xbox podcast, where they talked about the 4 games and everything like that. And it's the first time Xbox has disclosed new subscriber numbers since announcing its Activision Blizzard acquisition in January 2022. Xbox originally had an ambitious goal of 100 million Xbox Game Pass subscribers by 2030, targeting a 73% growth rate for Game Pass subscriptions for a single fiscal year that ended in June 2022, but only managed 28. The 34 million figure is interesting because it includes the Xbox Live Gold subscribers that Microsoft had converted to Game Pass Core over the last year. And so the 34 million does include those subscribers as well. Sarah Bond during the podcast also mentioned that all 34 million subscribers will have access to Diablo 4 next month, but that is not the case. The 34 million membership number is accurate. Diablo 4 is coming to Game Pass on the 28th. With the exception of the Game Pass Core catalog. So, with all that, this is my thoughts. I really do not think it'll just be these 4 games. It might just be these 4 games for this year, but I think this is just the beginning. I do think as long as these games sell well on PlayStation and Nintendo, there will be more coming. I think I could see them bringing Indiana Jones over to PlayStation next year. Starfield might be a little later down the road, but I could see that at some point as well. I do think it is interesting that it's been reported that they have been interested in bringing over Gears of War. I think as long as it's the original Gears of War games, like 1 through 3, Judgment, stuff like that, I think people would be fine with that. I could even see a world where they bring over the Halo Master Chief Collection. I could totally see them bringing that over too. Definitely different, that's for sure. And I think the reason why I believe more will be coming is because they kind of have a history of talking in circles and not really denying or confirming anything. And I thought it was kind of a big deal that when they announced Blade at the Game Awards last year, which is being made by Arcane Studios, which is behind Deathloop and the Dishonored series, they did not confirm that it was an exclusive, which caught a lot of people off guard, caught me off guard. And we probably should have seen then that a shift was coming. Me personally, I will actually probably buy some of these games for PlayStation just to support the company, and because I like the idea of bringing more games over. Xbox has put themselves in a situation where, while they have confirmed hardware for the next generation, they didn't confirm for anything beyond that. And I think we could see a world where Xbox is no longer a console developer in it, which would be a shame. I think that just adds more so to the competition. But I would also make the argument that PlayStation currently right now has more competition with Nintendo than they would with Xbox. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. My next video will be covering the Sony earnings call that just happened the other day, and that one's kind of a doozy in itself. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.